or as alive, but there has been a confirmation. There has been, well, as good as a confirmation from the draft. And it's unfortunate they leaked the expansion draft, or at least leaked part of the expansion draft.
WNBA expansion draft this year was an electrifying event for basketball fans, especially with the Golden State Valkyries making their debut in the league. As discussions buzzed about how the new team would shape its roster, one name consistently emerged: Caitlin Clark. Renowned for her exceptional scoring ability, sharp long-range shooting, and on-court leadership, Caitlin has solidified her place as one of the top talents in women's basketball. The prospect of her joining the Valkyries sparked widespread excitement and anticipation.
Our first 4 names of the reveal, and there they are. And just in case you didn't pick up on it, these names are being announced in alphabetical order from the teams of the W, so there's no ranking here in terms of who's most important.
When the draft results were announced, an unexpected twist left everyone stunned. The Valkyries chose not to select Caitlin Clark. This surprising decision caught fans and analysts off guard, sparking intense discussions across social media and sports outlets. What influenced this choice? The Golden State Valkyries expansion draft represented a crucial moment for the WNBA. It's rare for a new team to have the chance to build a roster from scratch, and fans were eager to see which players they would pick. While many expected bold moves, the decision to pass on Caitlin Clark, one of the league's brightest stars, fueled widespread debate and confusion.
On the back of the jerseys, we do have 4 more names that are about to be revealed in just a moment, but we do want to do a little table set of the Valkyries' notable games during what will be their inaugural season. They'll open the season in the Chase Center against the Sparks in a battle for Cali, some other marquee matchups as well. Defending champ Liberty May 27th, and they've got the Aces and Fever.
Caitlin Clark's performance has been nothing short of extraordinary. Her collegiate career at Iowa catapulted her into the spotlight, and her seamless transition to the WNBA only amplified her influence. A prolific scorer and a gifted playmaker, she has the rare ability to captivate audiences and lead her team to victory. So, why did the Valkyries choose not to select her when they had the chance? The decision was influenced by a mix of strategy, roster-building priorities, and the complexities of managing star power on a newly formed team. First, let's acknowledge Caitlin Clark's undeniable talent. She's more than just a scoring machine, she's a game-changer. Her ability to hit three-pointers from nearly any range, combined with her exceptional court vision, makes her an invaluable asset. Additionally, her leadership on the court allows her to take control of games when it matters most. Any team would be lucky to have her, but building a new franchise isn't just about raw talent. It's about finding the right fit, cultivating team chemistry, and thinking long-term. The Valkyries approached the expansion draft with a clear vision: to create a team that could generate excitement and, eventually, contend for championships. This meant focusing on players who could provide versatility and balance to their roster. While selecting a superstar like Caitlin Clark would have been an easy way to grab headlines, it could have disrupted the delicate process of building a cohesive squad. One notable pick that reflected this approach was veteran center Tammy Bentley, who brings defensive prowess and leadership, qualities essential for establishing a team's foundation. Bentley's selection raised some eyebrows, as it meant bypassing Clark, who ultimately remained with the Indiana Fever. Speculation arose that Bentley's departure from the Fever was tied to Clark's growing influence within the team. This brings us to an important consideration. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's a brand. Her presence on the court attracts media attention, drives merchandise sales, and energizes the Indiana Fever's fan base. She's a key figure in their rebuilding efforts. However, for the Valkyries, drafting a player of her stature could have introduced challenges. Managing a superstar like Clark requires substantial resources, not only financially but also in terms of team dynamics. Clark's style of play demands that the offense be centered around her. While this can work for established teams with defined systems, it can be risky for a new franchise still trying to carve out its identity. The Valkyries likely wanted to avoid becoming too reliant on one player, regardless of how talented she may be. Instead, they focused on assembling a more balanced roster, one that could evolve into a cohesive unit capable of competing on all fronts without depending too heavily on any single individual.
Dream, the Golden State Valkyries select center Ileana Rupert.
Another layer to the Valkyries' decision lies in their focus on defense and versatility. Players like Blay Alana and Monique Billings offer flexibility across multiple positions, allowing the team to adapt to various matchups. While selecting Caitlin Clark would have been an exciting move, it might have limited their ability to craft a more well-rounded roster. However, it's also important to consider the Fever's role in this process. Teams were allowed to protect certain players, and naturally, the Fever chose to protect Caitlin Clark, effectively removing her from the Valkyries' draft pool. This decision came with a cost, leaving players like Tammy Bentley unprotected, which the Fever accepted as part of their calculated risk to secure Clark's future with the team. This move underscores Clark's significance to the Fever's rebuild. She's not just a player, she's a franchise cornerstone. Losing her would have been a significant setback to their long-term plans. However, some fans believe the Fever erred by leaving Blay unprotected. Blay's experience and toughness were essential qualities that the Valkyries were able to capitalize on. The expansion draft presented the Valkyries with an opportunity to make a bold statement to the league and their future fanbase. By passing on high-profile players like Clark, they emphasized their commitment to building a team rooted in depth, teamwork, and strategic planning. While this approach may not have immediately sparked excitement, it laid the foundation for sustainable, long-term success. Not everyone agrees with the Valkyries' strategy. Critics argue that they missed a chance to draft a generational talent in Caitlin Clark. Her ability to draw crowds and elevate her teammates makes her a rare and valuable commodity in the WNBA. Passing on her may be seen as a risk, especially for a new team trying to establish itself in a competitive league. However, there's merit in the Valkyries' decision. Building a successful franchise takes time, careful planning, and a balanced roster. While star players like Clark can transform a game, they'd also come with challenges, both on and off the court, that a new team may not yet be prepared to manage. The expansion draft was about more than just acquiring talent. It was about setting the stage for a team capable of competing at the highest level. As the Valkyries' inaugural season approaches, all eyes will be on how their strategic approach plays out. Will it pay off, or will they regret passing on a player like Caitlin Clark? The answer may take time, but one thing is certain: this decision will continue to be a point of scrutiny. Understanding the Valkyries' choice requires a broader perspective on the challenges of building a new team. Starting from scratch comes with immense pressure to make an impact, and selecting a player like Clark would have undoubtedly generated buzz and filled seats. However, a franchise's long-term success isn't determined by hype alone. It's about winning games and creating a sustainable culture. The Valkyries appear to have prioritized balance over star power. One key factor in their decision was Clark's fit within a new system. Known for her high-energy, high-usage style, she thrives in systems that highlight her individual skills. However, for a team like the Valkyries, drafting Clark could have created an unbalanced roster, sacrificing depth and versatility. The temptation to build a team entirely around her might have been strong, but it could have come at the expense of developing a more well-rounded squad. On the other hand, passing on a star like Clark carries undeniable risks. Historically, teams that secure elite talent early on often set the stage for future success. Clark's ability to stretch defenses, draw double teams, and control the pace of a game makes her a generational talent. By not drafting her, the Valkyries are betting on their ability to find complementary talent in the future, an unpredictable gamble that could either pay off or backfire.
Number one last night, but for her rookie season, she's only making $76,000. I say only, but that's just in comparison to other NBA players and WNBA players. What does that say about the pay gap